Hello, dear students. Welcome once again. Let us continue our chapter number 3 of civics, that is, features of the Constitution. My dear children, in the previous lecture, we have studied about federalism. What is federalism? We learned that the system of running the administration of a country cooperatively by the governments at two levels making laws about different subjects is called federalism. We also learned about separation of powers. There are three lists. First list is union list, second list is the state list, and the third list is the concurrent list. Dear students, now we are going to learn about union territories. In India, there is a union government. Union government means central government. There are 28 states and 9 territories in India. New Delhi, Daman and Diu, Puducherry, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Lakshadweep. These are the 9 union territories. Dear students, until 2019, Ladakh was a region of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. In August 2019, the Parliament of India passed an act by which Ladakh became a union territory on 31st October 2019. Let us learn about the parliamentary system of government. The Indian Constitution has provided for a parliamentary system of government. In such a system, the parliament, that is, the legislature, has the highest decision making power. Dear students, please keep in mind who has the highest decision making power? The legislature or the parliament. Indian parliament includes the president, Lok Sabha or the House of the People, and the Rajya Sabha or the Council of the State. Means two houses such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and presidents are included in Indian Parliament. The Council of Ministers that runs the administration, which emerges from the Lok Sabha and is answerable to the Lok Sabha for all its decisions. In the Council of Ministers is answerable, and in parliamentary democracy the discussion and debates that take place in the parliament have great significance. Means discussions and debates have most important. Then, as you can see here, the note of 50 rupees, currency note of 50 rupees. Let us learn. You have surely seen currency notes. The words guaranteed by the central government are printed on currency notes. If you have seen the badge on the uniform of a policeman, it reads Maharashtra Police. Badge means a symbol or emblem. Then you must have surely come across the following, such as Indian Railway and Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation. This means that in our country, government functions at two levels. One is the central government and the other is the state government. Example is given here: Maharashtra state government, Karnataka state government, etc. As you can see, the emblems are given on the screen: Maharashtra Police, Indian Railways, and Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation. These are the emblems. Let us learn about Indian judiciary. The Indian Constitution has created an independent judiciary. Then the dispute that cannot be resolved mutually are referred to the judiciary. The court hears both the contesting parties. It looks into the injustice, if any, and gives it judgment. This has to be done impartiality. Dear students, the Indian Constitution, it has created an independent judiciary, means it has created a free judiciary. Judiciary means Nyayapalika, where the courts are related, Supreme Courts and High Courts. The Constitution has made several provisions to ensure that the judiciary remains more and more independent. Example is given here. Judges are appointed by the president and not by the government. Dear students, who appointed the who appointed the judges? Answer is the president. Presidents are appointed the judges. President is appointed the judges, and it means judges are not appointed by the government. It is not easy to remove the judges from their office. Then let us learn about the single citizenship. The Indian Constitution has granted a single citizenship to all Indians, that is Indian citizenship. It means, in spite of the fact that India is a federal state, there is provision only for the Indian citizenship, and this provision in the Indian Constitution is known as the single citizenship. Now let us learn about the process of amending the Constitution. Dear students, here changing circumstances make it necessary to amend the Constitution. However, frequent changes in the Constitution may lead to instability, and any amendment to the Constitution of India can be made only after careful consideration through a specific procedure. This procedure means amending the Constitution, amendments in the Constitution. This procedure is neither too difficult nor too easy, and in this sense the procedure to amend the Constitution of India is unique. More scope has been provided for giving more consideration and thought to important amendments. The procedure is also flexible, that is capable to ensure that general amendments can be brought about easily. Means amendments means certain changes to the Constitution time to time. Now let us learn the last point, that is the last feature, Election Commission. Here You must have read about the election commission in the newspaper. India has adopted a democratic form of government wherein the people periodically elect their representatives. The election has to be conducted in a free and fair atmosphere to ensure that people vote without fear or under any pressure. The government by itself cannot guarantee free and fair election. Therefore, the constitution the constitution has entrusted the responsibility of conducting elections to an independent machinery which is known as the election commission. The responsibility of conducting all elections in India rests with the election commission. The Indian constitution has some important characteristic features. Dear students, in this chapter we have studied only some of the important features. It has also another important features of our country is the exhaustive provision of fundamental rights. We will learn about this. We will study about these fundamental rights in the next chapter. Dear students, I put here exercise means assignment for you. Question number first. Prepare a table to show the separation of powers in a federal government. Question number second. Find one word for. Question number third. Answer the following questions. Thank you and have a nice day.